Hey everybody, it's been a while since I posted a video. I apologize, but I've been pretty busy looking for a job and doing some other stuff, so haven't had time to make any, but I finally got some time, so I'm going to make a video real quick addressing something that I was curious about before I got on the trail and something most people probably don't have experience with, and that's hitchhiking. So basically, if you're hiking the trail, you're going to be hitchhiking at some point if you're through hiking. It's inevitable, and there's ways around it. You could walk into town if you wanted, or you could take a bus, but ultimately it's cheaper, more convenient, faster, and more fun to hitchhike. Now, I will say, out of all my times hitchhiking, and out of all the times I talked to friends and other people that hitchhiked, I've never heard one bad experience of someone having trouble hitchhiking or getting into a bad situation. Most people that are going to give you rides are just people from around the area that know the trail, know that hikers are coming through pretty often, so they know what they're getting into. So they'll give you a ride to town. Maybe you hop in the back of their pickup truck or get in their car, and sometimes people just want to hear your story too. That's something else. They just kind of want to talk to you, hear about your journey, your adventure, and so that's one thing. Maybe be prepared to share your story. Some people are, that's why they're giving you a ride. Other people are just doing a good deed. So no, I've never had trouble hitchhiking. There were times where it was harder to get a hitch, and that would be in a place like Gatlinburg, where you have a lot of tourists coming through. You don't have a lot of local people, so they don't really know what you're doing out there. They think it's weird that someone would be hitchhiking, so they don't want to pick you up. So be aware that in places where there are likely to be a lot of tourists or out-of-town people, you may have a little more trouble getting a ride. But ultimately, I always got a ride. I never didn't get a ride. Although there was one time in Maine to a faraway town that took me 2 hitches to get into town and 3 hitches to get out of town, I think. Yeah, it was kind of crazy, but that was just because of the time of the day and because it was such a remote location. But anyways, so I mean, you meet a lot of great people hitchhiking. They're always really nice people that seem to want to go out of their way to help you, which is great. So if you get a chance to give back to them by telling a story or just talking with them a little bit, do it, so they feel like they get something out of it too, and they'll keep doing that, or they'll keep giving people rides. So as far as tips go, I guess I have a couple tips I could give for hitchhiking. If you're a girl, I mean, I don't think you would have trouble hitchhiking alone, but it would be safer and smarter to go with a partner if you can. Another good tip, I always did this, well, I didn't always do this, but it helped when I was in a group. We seemed to get a hitch faster just because with a group of 3 or 4 people, someone with a pickup truck can just throw you right into the back of the truck, give you a ride into town. It makes it really simple for them. They don't have to worry about you being in the cab with them or something like that. So I found that a group actually helped up to a point. If you get a big enough group, obviously people think that they won't have room for you, so they don't try to give you a ride. Now, something else that helps get rides are girls. A lot of people are much more keen to give you a ride if you have a girl in your group. I guess it signifies that you are a little more trustworthy, at least, and not completely crazy, I guess. I don't know, take it as you will, but it helps, definitely. And one final thing I would say that helps is making a sign, or there are actually some bandanas that come printed with signs on them, and it can be something as simple as hiker to town or hiker to trail, and that'll help people know that you're a hiker. You're not just some crazy hobo trying to get a ride. So that helps people recognize you as a hiker and remember that the trail's nearby, and they'll be more likely to give you a ride. Sometimes if it's a really long hitch, it helps to make a sign, maybe write where you're going on it, hiker to such and such town, so if someone's going there they'll be more likely to give you a ride. Okay, I just kind of wanted to throw in some safety tips here that I forgot to add in the original video. You probably will never need these, but if you do need them, it'll be good that you have them. So, a couple of things. Whenever you are hitchhiking, one good idea, and even when you're in town, is to keep your money and your cell phone, if you're carrying one, keep that all on your person, just in case for some reason if your bag got stolen or if you got separated from it. You want to have all that with you so you can get yourself out of that situation, and you want to have money so you can, in case you had to get a cab or something like that. And another thing is to always know kind of the general direction and the area that you're headed to, just so you know if the person is going the complete other direction or going somewhere weird. You want to know that you're not going to the right place. And you don't always know. It's hard to know exactly where you're going, but try to have an idea, so maybe you'll know if you're not headed to the right area. And that happened a couple of times. The driver that I was hitchhiking with would be going to the wrong area, but only because they didn't really know the area that well. They were just trying to help me out. So it's not always a bad thing, really. And have your money and phone on you, know the area. Also, say you're getting into the back of a truck or something, don't just throw your pack into the truck and then kind of get on a little later. One good idea is to kind of throw your pack in, keep a hand on the truck just in case for some reason if they were to pull off suddenly and if they wanted to take all your gear. Never happened, but you never know, I guess. So you want to keep a hand on the truck so you have a way to get back up there and get your gear at least, so they don't run off with it. That's about all the tips I can offer. And I would just say, if you're nervous about hitchhiking, don't be. It was pretty much always a pleasant experience. There are lots of different people that will give you rides. I've heard of all sorts of people hitching on all sorts of vehicles. Trucks, cars, really nice cars, railroad driving cars, railroad trucks, buses, all sorts of crazy stuff, and you get lots of cool stories too. So hitchhiking is part of the trail. It's a fun part of the trail, so just embrace it. I will try to make some more videos soon, hopefully, if I get some more time, which I should have, and I will see you guys later.